Alright, so now we're going to talk about the circle of fifths. The circle of fifths is a device to help us remember key signatures and a lot of other things. The key signatures help us really define and know exactly what notes are in all the different major scales. There are 12 spots on the circle. There are 12 positions, and we'll find it at the bottom on the three on the bottom, that these will actually double up and we'll have 2 keys each. So we'll have a total of 15 keys. We've got 12 spots. You know, we talked about 12 notes, 12 different notes. I just played 13, but 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 notes on the keyboard. You can do a major scale on each one of those. Circle of fifths helps us know how many sharps or flats are in all those different scales, and a lot of other things. So we'll just start with the key of C. So the key that has no sharps or flats is the key of C, and it will sit at the top of the circle. Right, no sharps and flats. Here's the C major scale. Don't need any sharps or flats to get that whole, half, whole, half pattern and sound. Now the way this pattern, this circle, this thing works, it progresses around clockwise. It moves around clockwise to get us the sharp keys, the keys that have sharps in them. So this has 0 sharps, 0 flats, but this first position on the right has 1 sharp. So we're going to be moving in fifths, and specifically we're moving in an interval called a perfect fifth. The fifth note of every major scale is a perfect fifth above the first note. So from here to here, from the first note in the key of C, or C major scale, that's a perfect fifth. So here's another way we're going to describe that. Maybe you don't know the scale as you're going around the circle. If you don't know the scales yet, then you don't necessarily know how to find that. So let's define a perfect fifth in another way. It's 7 half steps. So if I start here and I don't count this note, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 half steps gets me a perfect fifth. So what is this note? We start on C. We went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 half steps. And what is this note? It is a G. So that tells us that the key of G has 1 sharp in it. If you start on a G and you want to get the whole, half, whole, half pattern going, and now we need a whole step, right? We have whole step, half step, whole step. Need a whole step. That note wouldn't do it. There's the whole step and then the half step. To get that sound in, starting on a G, you need only 1 sharp, F sharp. So we have the first sharp key going here. Now, to find the next note, the next letter on this circle, on this pattern, we need to go up. Once again, 7 half steps. Now from this note, go up 7 half steps, and we'll get the next note on the circle. So we're going to start on G. There's G. Go up 7 half steps. So there's the first one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that gets us the next key on the circle, the key that will have 2 sharps. Because this progresses 1 sharp, 2 sharps, 3, and 4, 5, 6. I'll go all the way around to 7 before we stop. All right, those are the number of sharps in the scale and in the key of each one of these keys. So what we just did, going starting on G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We ended up on what note? What note is that? It's a D. In the key of D, there are 2 sharps. There's a D, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. And now we have a D major scale. We have the key of D. All right. Up 7 half steps from D now. Now we'll go 7 half steps from D to find the next note in the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have that note. We talked about that note in a previous video. It's in the group of 3 black keys. The note between the center key and the key on the right is black is A. That's an A. So in the key of A, there are 3 sharps. We need 3 sharps in there to get that whole step, half step, whole step, half step sound. Notice there were 3 black keys. There were 3 sharps in that key. So this continues, and it moves around in the same fashion. And there's this property, it's kind of the math of music. There are patterns and numbers that repeat themselves and stay constant in music. And one of these things is, as you progress up a fifth, you add a sharp to the major scale of each note. No sharps, no flats. Go up a fifth, perfect fifth, you have 1 sharp. Go up a perfect fifth to D, you have 2 sharps. Go up a perfect fifth to A, you have 3 sharps. Go up a perfect fifth from A, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to get E, and the key of E will have 4 sharps. 4 sharps. We're going to need 4 black keys, 4 sharps to get that sound in E. Okay, so then we'll go, after E, we're going to have B. After B, we're going to have F sharp. Let's go back and take a look at that one, because now we're getting into starting notes that aren't just white keys. If we went 7 half steps up from B, there's a B, there's C, right? The note to the left of the 2 black keys is always going to be C. If you go down a step from C, on those white keys you get a B. Here's a B. If we go up 7 half steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we didn't end on a white key. We did on a black key. That's F. So that makes that F sharp. And then 7 half steps up from F sharp gets us to C sharp. So here are the keys that have sharps in them. G, D, A, E, B, and C sharp. Now, we could keep going in fifths. We'd have to change the note names, though, from having sharps to having flats. Because after you get 7 flats, there's only 7 letter names in our musical alphabet. We'd start adding a thing called a double sharp, and it would make things just too complicated to read and write and think of. So let's, instead of working on the right side, let's work on the left side now.